What's up everyone, this is lltejasll, and I just want to show you guys some of the best photos shortcuts that you can find out there. So these are going to basically change the way that you use the Photos app. They're going to help you find new wallpapers and so many cool ways to edit your photos that you cannot do inside of the Photos application. So starting off the video, I'm going to be showing you this really cool wallpaper one. So I've shown you this on the channel before, but basically if you type in one keyword and you type in another keyword, it'll basically search an image on Google. Keep in mind it'll only search high quality images, and you can go ahead and save this as your wallpaper. Now keep in mind I will be using this wallpaper later on in the video for something really cool that you can do to make the wallpaper even better. There's actually two methods I'm going to be showing you guys. So you can actually set this as your wallpaper, and then from here, this next shortcut's pretty cool. You can make a collage with your photos. Now I did try it out and there is one issue, so I will show you that later. So if you tap on custom image, what's basically going to happen is you're going to get a pop-up like so. You go ahead and tap on moments, you can choose your photos, and then I noticed that if you select two of the same photos, even though they're duplicate photos, it'll only show one photo. So basically what I did was you're going to have to choose two different photos that do not look the same, or you're going to have to choose more than just two photos. So I thought it was a little weird. It's kind of weird to understand, but basically I just chose three photos. You can see it slams them all together and it looks pretty cool. I would typically recommend four just because that looks better. So yeah. This next shortcut is called XTEND. Now, basically this does the same thing. It takes an image and it'll combine them horizontally or vertically, so that way you can have, I guess, a more vertical screenshot, so you can have longer screenshots. Now, this next shortcut is really cool. You can basically choose how blurry an image is. Now, I've looked all over the App Store for apps that can do this, and they typically cost money or are filled with ads or put a watermark on them. So I'm so glad that there is a shortcut out there that will do this. So you choose the amount of pixels that you want to basically blur, and you can see you get a really cool effect. Now this is one of the tricks I mentioned earlier in the video. There's another cool one I'll mention later. Now this next one basically does the exact same thing. I believe it's for smaller images. I never actually tested it out, but I noticed it had a different name, so I just figured I'd make a video about it. I kind of forgot to test it, so I do apologize. Now this next one is called delete unselected. So basically what this does is typically on your iOS device, if you want to delete a bunch of photos, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to drag over each individual photo, and those will be the ones that get deleted on your iOS device. Basically what the shortcut does is it does the exact opposite. So basically you want to select the photos that you want to keep on your iOS device, and it'll basically delete anything on your iOS device that is not selected. So any photo that is selected will stay, any photo that isn't selected will go. Now this next shortcut is one that I'm kind of 50-50 on. I don't really like it, but I do at the same time. So I actually made a video on something very similar in the past, and basically what it does is if you select an image on your iOS device, it basically puts an iPhone around it. Now this one actually does a really crappy job. I will try to find a link for another one that actually does a better job, and it will put the iPhone frame around the iOS device. So that's a pretty cool shortcut that I recommend you guys check out. Now this next one is one of the cool tricks I mentioned earlier. So this is called the invert photo shortcut. So basically what this does is you can have a photo of something and it'll basically turn it into the invert colors. So if you like triple click the home button on your iPhone, or you enter accessibilities through settings, you can change the colors on your iPhone. So anything that's a blue will become an orange, anything that's red should become green. It basically does that to a photo. So what I really love about this is if you have a really cool wallpaper, what you're able to do is you can tap this shortcut and it'll basically convert that wallpaper into a negative photo. So I'm just waiting for this to load and I want to show you guys the result. So you can see that I took that orange wallpaper earlier and I turned it into a blue one. I think it looks awesome because it is an ocean, and if you flip it upside down, I think it looks pretty cool. So you can get pretty creative with this and have awesome wallpapers. Now this next one is called message photos. So basically what this one does is you select it, and what you can do is you can choose multiple photos that you want to send to multiple individual people, and this will actually save you time. So what happens is rather than sending a bunch of photos to a group chat, you can select individual contacts that you want to send these photos to, and it'll basically save you a ton of time and energy rather than sending individual photos to individual people. Now this next shortcut is pretty cool. Basically what you're able to do is it'll take the current song you're listening to and it will take that album art and save it to your photos. So I like that one a lot. This next one is called SQUARIFY. Basically what it does is it allows the image to be in a square format. You can even add a white or a black border on it, and I believe it makes it to a proper format, or at least a proper size for Instagram, so that you can post it easily. This next one is called Garage Park. It's not really relevant, but at the same time it is, mainly because it implements photos inside of the shortcut. So basically what you need to do is you can save where you last parked your car. You can even take photos of the parking lot and take notes, and it even sends a location to where you parked, so that way you never forget where you parked your car. I recommend checking out some of the settings inside of this because it is really cool. This next shortcut is called App Icon Downloader, and basically what it allows you to do is you'll basically are allowed to search any sort of application you want. You can choose whether it's for Mac OS or iPhone, and it'll pull up that icon inside of Google, and then you can go ahead and find that image and save it, I guess, as a wallpaper or as an icon. Oh, anyways, this is probably the fastest I've ever talked. I basically have a ton of homework I need to get to. I was basically sick. I have a bunch of absent makeup work. I started a new sport, and I have a YouTube channel, so I'm very, 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 very busy at the moment, and my car was in the shop, so I'm dealing with all that. This is probably like the busiest day in a long time, so I have to get a video out because I didn't upload yesterday. So I do apologize if I spoke really fast in this video, but yeah, thank you so much for watching, and as always, peace.